Hey, what's up everybody? It's Austin here. Just wanted to go through the project right now. The official project of Pavavida. There's been a lot that has transpired since we last talked. And I'm going to use this format here so that I can go over some drawings, hopefully lay out just our line of thought without writing an email that takes me 2 days to write. Okay, anyways, here we go. All right, first of all, I want to go back to this plan from a little while back, which was basically the plan that we submitted to you that basically felt like it had all the components in place. It had the great room and the kitchen over here on the southwest corner of the property. So you had the public space over here. You had the girls' bedrooms over here. You had a semi-private zone over here with a half bath and some amenities there. The laundry was well placed over here. Bathroom for your girls, Nikki's office, and then over here the master bedroom over on the side of the most private aspect of the project. And we really liked this design simply because it had all the components into place. And then we got word back from you that that you didn't want to look over at Carlos's house, and I totally get that. And we were like, oh gosh, all right, we finally thought we'd figured it out. And then, of course, we had to keep moving. So essentially what happened is that if you look at that, if you basically take that and imagine sort of my arm here is like the axis running through kind of a linear building like that, with components on either side like this, as soon as you take a bend in it to make an L shape in order to try to turn the view, you compress all these things over here. So we came up with this design, which was pretty, is one that you've really liked in terms of, again, it has the components here where you're coming in basically the same place. You have the great room over here, but the view is oriented to more the east this time, right? And then Carlos's area is blocked out here. And so, anyways, you have the kitchen into place over here, proximity to bring your groceries in, kids' rooms here, and then the master and bedroom over here. And so we've been playing around with it over the last week or so, just trying to figure out how to make this work. And so one of the things I started to do is that I wasn't totally satisfied with this plan here because it felt like here's the view you're wanting over here to the southwest. And yet this area here felt really congested with the stairs here, the deck coming into this place. And also having these, the corridor just kind of wrapping around there. It just felt like that sense of openness and connectivity to the jungle and to the environment was somehow being compromised. Because essentially you go in here, and when you're looking down this way, you're looking at a wall. I mean, we'll have ventilation up above it, but kind of a wall there. And when you start to come around here, yes, you can start to see the view here, but still, it felt like there's a lot of stuff in the way. And even the way this deck kind of intersected the stairs and all this. And so, again, it was a solution that met all your requirements, but we still didn't feel like it was actually getting to the Pavavida, the life force of your guys' life down there. So we've been playing around, and so the first idea was just to start to play around a little bit with roof structures to see what we could do, just to see how that might work. And so we started playing around with some roof stuff. These are some stickers of Sierra and Lorenza, complement of those. So, but anyways, we just wanted to see how things might work with the roofs and see if that would give us any sense. And just in terms of different types of roofs we explored shed roofs, or basically flat roofs. They're kind of sloping roofs. We explored gable roofs, which are basically roofs that have kind of triangles on one end, and they allow for cross ventilation. We also explored hip roofs and Japanese-style hip roofs that actually, as opposed to being a flat face, they sort of curve back, and so it looks a little bit like that. And you can have ventilation through that little area over there. So all of them allow for different options of ventilation, which is great, but I just wanted to see what might be available. And so this drawing may not make a whole lot of sense, but we're basically playing with the same plan that we have here, and just seeing what can be done to start to get roofs like running over these areas here. A combination of hip roofs, again, those roofs that look a bit like this, and also shed roofs over the deck areas that we could put solar panels on more easily. Let's see, so we tried a hip roof there. We tried some gable roofs here. these may not make all the sense in the world, but they're basically, we're just trying to see that things could actually work out, that we could get a roof on there that would allow for ventilation, that would let in light and all sorts of things. And we even tried a shed roof here. And shed roofs, again, are just flat roofs that go in different directions. I won't go into all the different angles here, but we were trying a lot of different things. And yet, as we worked through this, the thing that kept coming back to us is just like, this spot right here felt somehow ill-defined. That it just, in the center of your home, it didn't feel like, how should I say, in the view corridor, it felt like it was missing something. So starting with that, started to explore the idea of opening it up. And I know this is basically a Xerox of trace with some lines drawn on it, where basically I was starting to take this plan over here and seeing what we could do to start opening that area up. Having a sort of a circulation corridor, maybe some stairs that would invite people in, and also starting to play around with some proportions, simply because one of my favorite things, and I think the missing and sweet sauce of architecture, is basically things like the golden rectangle or the Fibonacci series, where you have that sort of spiral that goes down in there. I have a picture of it somewhere over here. For example, you can see it right there, the golden rectangle right there, which the beauty of it is it's basically a system that codes for growth and beauty. And so started to look at ways in which, again, we could start to bring that into it and start to bring the magic of the golden rectangle into the project. So all of these squares with X's in them are basically, we started with the master bedroom as a unit and started to use the proportioning systems to start to define other spaces. And so did a lot of different iterations here, by which was exploring, well, and I'm not going to go through these quickly because I just kind of wanted to get to the, where we've landed here, but just seeing, okay, what if we put one of those over there? What if we do something with the girls' bathroom? Just starting to play, again, with the idea of how can this start to, again, open up and create that connectivity that I think which really resonated with me when I interviewed you about that sense of never feeling so connected in your life. And again, having an open area here that is available from the major components of the house, basically the public area, the kitchen and the great room, the girls' area over here with the bathroom, and also the master bedroom, and really treating those as, each one of those as being important. So you can see here, this is basically a golden rectangle. You can imagine the spiral going around like that in there. That was for the master bedroom that started to feel a little bit small. But if I went back to this one here, realizing that there's kind of like two of the golden squares over there, I decided, well, let's try doing that over on the bedroom to create a little bit more space over there, so that we had, basically a relationship between those two places. Basically, the great room and the master bedroom as being anchors within the project, and that started to, allow us to come up with different iterations like this. And you'll notice this iteration is not necessarily matching this because we didn't use the proportioning structure on it yet. But again, right here, you're starting to see it almost starts to feel just more organic on its own, simply because we are using the main system that codes for, again, growth and beauty in nature. So going a little bit further, started to look at ways in which we could have, areas that are more, how should we say, opaque or held, that are holding off the elements, and then the open areas and the decks here. And I think in these stairs going down to a lower area where you almost have a courtyard, which is letting in light to those lower areas. That was another thing that we were struggling with, is that, with this big deck, let's see, where is that? With this big deck here, going underneath there, like a big deck on certain areas, like a really warm desert area, it feels great to go underneath the deck. But in the tropic, it starts to feel kind of dank. So we're trying to open that up and figure out how can we get the services and the things that you want down there and still bring in light, where it's a pleasant place to hang out when you're hanging out, and not only on the deck, but at ground level, in case you want to have a fire down there or whatever. So, finally started to kind of come to this, which is basically, it still has the same components that we had and basically the same places, but now the proportions are starting to work better. Your master bedroom's a nice square. The combination of the closets and the bathrooms are kind of in their place. These areas feel like this area is relating to that area over there. Your girls' bedrooms are separated but still close. They're between the two areas. And then you have these nice decks here. You don't have to go all the way over here, but I just was basically taking the same squares in here and kind of pushing them out over here. Put the hot tub over on the side there. We created a deck over on this side because we thought that side was kind of missing something, and created the experience of going out from the deck into the half bath over there. You could also put a door in here if you wanted to enter it from that way and kind of get rid of that if you so choose. The other thing we've started to do is basically look at how the roofs might work on that. And so I'm going to overlay this over here. Just want to show you, this is a plan view of the roofs, and this is again using shed roofs. And essentially what you're seeing here, I'm going to pull this one away because it's a little bit hard to read, is the other way that we're thinking about is how can we create privacy for each of you as user groups. I mean, you have the public group here, so we have a wall that's basically going to the top, and then there's a separation between the public and your daughters, and then there's a wall going all the way up, and yet there's still ventilation that's allowed to happen at the top. And then over on your master bedroom side, again, there's a wall between your master bedroom and your girls' room. And what that allows, again, you still have ventilation flow that's working in your master bedroom, in the girls' room, and also in the living room and the kitchen area, but they're all separate airflows that are working. And so that'll hopefully give you all a little bit of privacy, but still keep things open. And then the other thing is that, again, doing these as shed roofs, this is sloping down. I was thinking, even though I haven't checked it out yet in elevation, haven't checked the angles yet, of using maybe the angle of the latitude that you're at there in Costa Rica, because that would kind of link it again further to land. And we'd imagine these ones over the main portions of the house having a slightly steeper pitch than the ones that are over the different decks. And all of these will be able to take solar panels wherever they need to go. This is one configuration. These lines are just basically, if you see where these dotted lines here, those are basically just showing vents. So air can go in here, and then it comes out through there. And again, air can go in through here and also come out through the vents up at the top. Same with the master bedroom. Air can come in through here and circulate out this way, and it also can come in through here and go out the other way as well. And so these are starting to give you a sense of, again, how the airflow works, but also how the roofs might start to look. And let's see, finally going over here, this is just another version. It's very similar to this one, another shed roof that is just broken in a different place. This one basically kind of shows the relationship between the two squares in here. You can see there's a break right in the middle where, again, the air will flow through. As you walk inside, you'll see the windows as you're walking towards the great room or towards the living room. And you'll also have views that are kind of going out this way and out this way as well. And and then you have this corridor that can be open. So each time you move through the house, that you're able to kind of connect again with nature. You never get stagnant. Going back to the floor plan, questions that I have in mind still are, for example, on this drawing here from earlier where we had the laundry over here, for right now we have the laundry underneath the house, and just trying to figure out, well, where can we place that, that beautiful thing that I think the guy from Argentina had, which was that nice solar drying area, where we could put that. And that might actually be able to live underneath a hot tub and get some solar gain in the morning. Whether to cover the stairs or not, I envision this part being covered so you can walk in the rain. But then if you transition to the other part of the house, leaving those open for whatever reason, I just think keep that transparency and keep the view really nice. And I almost see, like, when you go down to those other areas, it's almost like a commute, even though it's your house. It's a different place. But I just wanted to share these ideas here because, again, we didn't feel we felt that that iteration where we had gotten basically all the components in their place, it was working just in terms of the function, but it wasn't working in terms of the aesthetics just yet. Nor was it actually fulfilling what you talked about in the neurological levels, and really about that, how to say, that connection to the environment. So was really wanting to play with that within these different iterations. So we still have to explore this in elevation. We still have to look at it in section, but I have confidence that we're actually moving in the direction of not only a place that satisfies your functional needs, but is actually going to be getting to those higher levels of connectivity that you've thought about. This circle here was just an idea as they get to the ground, since it's easy to pour concrete in circles when you're down low as opposed to wall, that you can start to bring in some more feminine, more round circular forms, and do some of your landscaping using forms like that, which will how should I say, be a nice counterpoint to all the angles that we have in here, which, orthogonal and angular ways of building are usually more cost effective, and that's why we stick with the squares primarily when we're working on that. So anyways, just wanted to run this by you, and I know it's a lot to think about, but I just wanted to share that, and then I can maybe follow up with an email at some point in time here. But it's been a really fun process, and it's a complex site. There's a lot of different elements there. There's a wet season, there's a dry season, there's we have bugs to contend with, we have storms to contend with, we have suns to contend with. But I think that things are starting to take shape in this iteration here. So anyways, thank you so much for the opportunity to do this with you. This has truly been an amazing journey on the Pavavida experience. So thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.